Aston Villa, I love you, but I can't keep up. That is right, in the last video we covered Wesley, right? We've been asking, or a large majority of Aston Villa fans have been asking for another right back. That right hand side of our defence has been a major problem. Conser stepped in well and done a job last year, but we don't feel like Matty Cash is probably up to it. And to be honest, Matty Cash hasn't really had any major competition for that right back role for about 2 years. We were all screaming for a new right back. The Wesley transfer comes out of nowhere. £15 million initial bid rejected. And now, less than 24 hours later, we have another right back lined up. And we're going to be talking all about Oscar Mingueza. But if you are enjoying the Aston Villa transfer content, be sure to leave a like, subscribe down below. We float at around 80% non-subscribed viewers on the channel. Can we bring it down to 70% on this video? Is all I ask. And comment down below your thoughts on our pursuit of an interesting hybrid right back defender. Now let's not muck about. Let's get right into the stats. Oscar Mingueza, a graduate of La Masia, Barcelona's academy, as you can see, played 66 times for them between 2019 and 2022. Currently plays for Celta Vigo in the La Liga. I think they're a team that are generally there or thereabouts in terms of top sort of 8 teams in that league. Obviously, they have the Arge Aspas banging goals and not giving away goals from corners for them like he did for Liverpool. But we look at Oscar Mingueza, you'll see that he's a number 3 in terms of his shirt, but his position, I mean, it reminds me a bit of like James Milner. You pretty much say to Oscar, where do you want to play? And he says, yes. That's all he says, just yes. And that's my best Spanish accent I can do, thank you very much. He is 25 years of age, so coming into his prime now as a footballer. Market value is around 10 million. You know, we're going to look elsewhere, it will say that it's 20. He has a release clause of 20 million euros into his contract, so if we really wanted him, we could just offer 20. They have to accept it. This season in La Liga, he has been playing primarily as a right mid, and we're going to get into that a little bit later on in the video, but he's got 17 games, 17 starts, 2 goals, 5 assists, and an average match rating of 7.3. Now, this new attacking phase of his career is quite new, and we're going to look into that as well in a bit. Now, you can see recently hasn't particularly been performing to a fantastic standard, but if we scroll down and look at his stats for the season in terms of shooting, his 2 goals from his position put him in the top 6th percentile in his position in that league. 15 shots, only 4 on target. 50% of the shots that he takes that are on target do end up being goals. I believe that's a better conversion rate than Kolo Muani, who we've been linked to very recently. His 5 assists from his position do put him right at the upper echelons. And when I say upper echelons, I mean the creme de la creme, 100 percentile. There is no one better in the league in that position. 644 successful passes, only a 80% pass accuracy. Little bit worrying, but the accurate long balls are pretty good. 45, right, puts him in the top 97.6th percentile. 50% of those long balls are accurate. He's created 20 chances for his teammates. He's done 13 successful crosses. The cross accuracy, 20%. I would like to see that probably a little bit higher in the 25 to 30% region, but 13 successful crosses, top 11th percentile. At least he's getting them into the box, you know. 13 successful, 20% means he's put in probably about 60 to 70 crosses this season already. That's good signs, because Matty Cash is so afraid of whipping a ball in, it's unreal. 15 successful dribbles puts him in the top 10th percentile, only 45% of those successful. He has won a penalty this season, been dispossessed 7 times. This is where I worry a little bit, because we're very weak defensively, especially down that right-hand side. He's won 11 tackles, 55% of his tackles he wins. Again, it's better than the likes of Diego Carlos, but it is still the bottom quarter in terms of percentages in that league. He's won 50 duels, again, not the highest. 44% of those duels won. Only wins 46% of his aerial duels, despite his physicality. He's just over 6 foot tall. Has got 3 blocks, 71 recoveries. He's been dribbled past 18 times, though. That's the bottom 3.7th percentile. He has won possession 7 times in the final third. But again, can you read too much into these stats when he is playing that right mid position, right? But we're going to quickly hop over to his transfer marks, as you can see on the screen, to get a little bit of a deeper dive into his player profile. So if we scroll down here again, this is in the Copa del Rey this season. You don't need to worry about that too much. These are his stats that we've just gone through. If we go down here, you can see main position right back. The right mid is a relatively new thing, and I'm sure you'll probably see the writing on the wall as to why he plays that position. Mainly he is a right back. He's also been deployed as a centre back before. Got 2 caps for Spain as well. You can see their interested clubs, Aston Villa. Market value of 20 million euros. If we go into his stats though, you'll see what I mean. So the nice thing about Transfermarkt is that it gives an overview of a player in terms of the positions that they've played. So this season, you can see he's pretty much been deployed everywhere. Actually, right back is his least played position. He's played 10 games as a right midfielder, getting 4 assists and a goal, which is very impressive. 4 games as a left back, 2 games as a left midfielder where he's got another goal and another assist. So further forward, this guy's really doing bits right now. And then 2 games as a right back. Now what we can do is go to his overall balance for his career to see where he is comfortable playing, and you will see that centre back and right back do shine through. A majority of his games have come from that centre back position where he's got 7 assists, to be fair, in 85 games. He played 60 games as a right mid, and then his 3rd most played position is that right midfield. Now that has been a bit of a long time coming, probably, right? He started at centre back, moved out to the right, and then has gone further forward. We look at last season in La Liga where he played 38 times, getting 2 goals and 2 assists. Again, mainly shared his time in between the right midfield and right back position. And then you go further back, 2022 to 2023, and you'll see this is where, again, he plays a little bit deeper, right? Only managed 21 games in La Liga, mostly as a right back as well that season. But why does he play right midfield, you ask? Well, let's go back to this season. Let's scroll down here and let's pick a game where he has played right mid. Let's go for this one, right? Because they lost, but he got a goal and an assist. So if we go to this game here, and then you'll see what I am talking about. So Celta Vigo play a 3-4-3 formation. So technically, he's probably playing as a bit of a right wing back, or, pretty much a right wing back in a back 5, right, in transition, or a back 3 as they do play with Mingueza just slightly above. But if we go back to his foot mob, let me bring you back to last video where we looked at this 21-year-old phenom from Brazil, Wesley. Let's compare their stats, right? Because these are the 2 right backs that we've been linked with. Allegedly, if you look at the tweets, and I'll pop some up on the screen, Aston Villa are considering their options at right back. So Oscar Mingueza is definitely up there. Unai Emery is an admirer. That has been confirmed by Fabrizio Romano, Jacob Tanswell, and the like. But again, the Wesley link was there, and they're all saying that we are considering other options at right back. We're not 100% set on X player versus Y. So if we scroll down here and get their stats up, we'll start with their shooting statistics. You will see that there's an early lead for Oscar Mingueza. He is playing further up the pitch. I would like to emphasise that. He's playing right mid, not right back. Goals, obviously 2 versus 0. Assists, 5 versus 2. The pass accuracy does slightly go to Wesley, and he did complete more passes, 644 to Wesley's 973. Wesley managing to get about an extra 8 or 9% though in terms of accuracy. Long ball accuracy, very, very the same, but again, doesn't really put too many balls in. Crosses, again, relatively the same, slightly better, goes to Wesley. If we go to possession and defence though, you'll see that there is a slightly different picture being painted. There's a lot of oranges and reds for Oscar Mingueza. Again, I would like to emphasise he's playing right mid, so you wouldn't expect his defensive stats to be through the roof. But we come over to Wesley and you will see a vast improvement on the specifically defensive side, right? Again, possession side as well, but he has played more games. Again, he's played more games than him here, but those percentages, you don't imagine he'll get his percentages from 55% all the way up to 79% by the end of the season. So there is still that argument there, and I think it's an interesting one to be had. So there you are. We're looking at multiple right backs now. One has just been confirmed in Oscar Mingueza. The Flamengo bid was rejected. Will we go back for Wesley and try that one again? There's still these mysterious names floating in the ether that we don't know about, that these reporters clearly do, but they're not going to break the story, right? First, they need to double, triple check their sources, get them verified, etc., etc. But it's an interesting conversation to have. Oscar Mingueza seems like an attacking phenom at the right back / right wing back / right back / right wing / right mid position, whereas Wesley seems a bit more all-rounded, but is playing in a lesser league, right? The Brazilian Premier Division, I don't know what it's called, versus La Liga. La Liga is one of the top 5 leagues in Europe. Celta Vigo, always floating around mid to higher ends of the table. And Oscar Mingueza has come from Barcelona, right? You have to have a bit of talent to get games for them at such a young age. So it's a bit of a toss-up because Wesley's defensive stats are far superior. There's no if, buts or maybes about that. But again, the quality of attacker that he's playing. He might be playing a young Neymar though. We never know because I will not watch that league. I don't even know how I'd go about watching that league in England. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. Right, I only just released my video on Wesley and now there's another defender linked. It's very exciting times and it's very good signs for me of our intent this January transfer window is to fix those glaring errors, make them right and make a concerted push up the league in the second half of the season. So there you have it. Is it going to be Wesley? Put him on that side of the screen. Is it going to be Oscar? Put him on that side of the scene. Comment down below because I want to know. I'll be honest with you, I'm still backing my boy Wesley. I was sold in that last video, but let me know down below.